Sydney's beaches. Not just stunningly beautiful, but a cultural icon. A place to soak up the sun and breathe in the fresh air. But what happens if you want to light up a cigarette? Although many smoking laws are a matter for the state government, smoking bans on beaches remain a job for Sydney's local councils. Milk Beach in Sydney's eastern suburbs may be deserted today, but come summer, Woolara's many harbour beaches will be teeming with Sydney-siders and tourists alike. 280,000 of these Sydney-siders are smokers. So it's here that Woollahra Council has decided to draw a line in the sand to protect the health of others, as well as Sydney's natural, pristine environment. Woollahra Council introduced a smoking ban on all of its beaches to take effect on October the 1st this year. Leading the campaign for this ban was Greens councillor Matthew Robertson.
Well, there's huge consequences for the natural environment from cigarette smoking, and that's largely around the litter, the butts being left behind on the beach. When cigarette butts are discarded in the marine environment, they take a year and a half to break down, and they release harmful chemicals like arsenic, lead and zinc. And these chemicals leach out into the water supply, causing serious problems for marine life.
Although smoking bans have been in place on many of Sydney's beaches for 10 years, no fines have ever been issued. So how serious are local councils about banning smoking?
I was never aware that you can get a fine or that you can't actually smoke at the beach. How about we enforce it if we're going to put the rule down in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't have any consequences, then of course you're not afraid to do it. So, yeah. I mean, the message is, even if it's not allowed, it's okay to do it.
But Woollahra Council insists that their smoking bans will be taken seriously.
I made it very clear when I introduced a motion at Woollahra that this was not going to be a toothless tiger, that if we implement a ban, then I expected us as a council to be enforcing it.
Justin Bonzi is the founder of Responsible Runners, a group that helps clean up Bondi Beach. He says that despite these bans, cigarette butts continue to pollute the beach.
Cigarette butts are a very, very serious issue at Bondi and all beaches across Australia. Despite a number of local councils having cigarette smoking bans, most of them aren't enforced. In fact, I haven't heard of a single one that is enforced. Almost 2 years into doing weekly cleanups of Bondi, we're still averaging over 1,000 cigarette butts for 30 minutes out there on the beach. But until councils start enforcing the law, other than cultural movements like ours, I don't think people are going to change their behavior.
Although most people agree that the beach shouldn't be used as an ashtray, not everyone agrees that secondhand smoke is harmful.
It's the individual choice, if you feel like to have something. People have drugs and things like that. We're not harming anybody by a little bit of smoke in the air. If you sit on the bus stop, you get all the fumes from the buses. It's a lot worse than a bit of cigarette smoke, as far as I'm concerned.
I think I wouldn't find the smoking, but I would find leaving the butts behind. Because actually it's outside, so it's not really a health danger, but it's only because of the cigarette butts if they get swamped into the ocean. I think that's what is the bad thing about it.
But the scientific evidence paints a very different picture. Ray Fry, research analyst in tobacco control at the New South Wales Cancer Council, commends Woollahra Council for implementing these bans.
There's no safe level of exposure to secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke is actually responsible for 1 in 10 smoking-related deaths. And there's really good evidence that if you implement smoke-free policies, the risk of cancer goes down, the risk of heart disease goes down, and for children in particular, there are conditions like bronchitis, pneumonia and sudden infant death, where secondhand smoke increases the risk. Beaches are crowded places, people bring their kids there, and reducing secondhand smoke exposure is a really important way of reducing the risk of cancer. So it's good public health policy.
So I come with my grandson. We play here and somebody smoke. Positive smoking is not a good idea, really. If you want to smoke, stay at home and smoke yourself.
The beaches where I go to do sporty stuff and to be be healthy. I don't want to have cigarettes around me. It's like smoking at the gym. or something, you know, it just doesn't make sense.
I'm 100% yes.
Yeah.
Stop smoking and don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
But you can kill yourself, but don't kill somebody else who doesn't smoke.
As summer approaches, we can only wait and see whether Wollara's new bans will have any effect on smoking on its beaches, or whether they will simply be a drop in the ocean.